What if I told you that small daily habits could drastically lower your risk of heart attacks without drastic changes to your life? I know what you're thinking. Another health video with impossible promises. But stay with me for the next 9 minutes, because what I'm about to share could literally save your life. Meet John. 68 years old, grandfather of 3, thought he was doing everything right. He walked every day, ate what he believed was healthy food, took his medications as prescribed. Until one Tuesday morning, during his regular walk through the neighborhood he'd walked for 15 years, John found himself gasping for air. His chest felt tight. His heart was racing, but not from exercise. He didn't realize how close he was to a heart attack. That scare wasn't the end of it. John's doctor told him his heart was at risk, and if he didn't make some changes, his next health scare might be even worse. He sat down and thought, I never thought this could happen to me. Then, his doctor gave him a wake-up call. If you don't change, it's not a matter of if, but when. John's wife says, you've got to take this seriously. We're in this together. His expression softens, a moment of realization. After working with seniors for 15 years, I've seen firsthand how these simple habits can transform heart health and drastically reduce risks. And today, I'm going to share exactly what John learned and what you need to know. But here's the part no one tells you. A lot of the habits that we think are healthy might actually be hurting your heart. So what are the daily habits that can protect your heart and the mistakes that could be putting you at risk? John learned that while he thought he was getting enough exercise, he was missing something crucial. It wasn't just about walking. It was about the right kind of movement for his heart. Your heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs the right kind of workout to stay strong. But here's what most people get wrong. You don't need to become a marathon runner. In fact, for those over 60, moderate exercise is often more beneficial than intense workouts. The magic number? Just 150 minutes per week of moderate activity. That's about 22 minutes a day. John now walks for 20 minutes every morning, does gentle stretching for 10 minutes after lunch, and takes the stairs instead of the elevator whenever possible. The sound of a heartbeat, the smooth motion of a brisk walk. Each step is a reminder of life and vitality. But movement alone isn't enough. Let's talk about what you're putting into your body. John learned that while he thought he was eating heart-healthy, he was unknowingly consuming foods high in sodium and sugar that were hurting his heart more than helping. Here's the truth about heart-healthy eating that might surprise you. It's not about restriction, it's about addition. Add more leafy greens that protect your arteries, berries packed with antioxidants that fight inflammation, omega-3 rich fish that keep your heart rhythm steady, and whole grains that stabilize your blood pressure. John now starts each day with oatmeal topped with blueberries. Lunch is a vibrant salad with grilled salmon. Dinner includes steamed vegetables and brown rice. The satisfying crunch of fresh vegetables, the natural sweetness of berries. This isn't punishment, it's nourishment. But here's what shocked John the most, and what his doctor called the missing piece of the puzzle. Did you know that getting less than 6 hours of sleep can increase your heart attack risk by 20%? And getting more than 9 hours can be just as dangerous. Your heart doesn't stop working when you sleep. In fact, sleep is when your heart gets to recover and repair itself. During deep sleep, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, and your body produces hormones that help repair your cardiovascular system. John transformed his sleep by creating a technology-free bedroom, going to bed at the same time each night, reading for 20 minutes before sleep, and keeping his room cool and dark. The result? He wakes up feeling refreshed, and his heart feels stronger. John wasn't just afraid of heart disease. He was afraid of not being able to keep up with his grandchildren, of not living to see their milestones. Stress doesn't just feel bad. It literally damages your heart. Chronic stress releases hormones that inflame your arteries and raise your blood pressure. But here's the good news. You don't need hours of meditation to see benefits. John discovered 3 simple stress busters: 5 minutes of deep breathing each morning, a brief walk when feeling overwhelmed, and gratitude journaling before bed. I never realized how much worry I was carrying, John told me. Learning to let go didn't just help my stress. I could feel the difference in my chest. We'll come back to John's story in a moment, but let's break down the mistakes that nearly cost him his life. Did you know that skipping breakfast might actually increase your risk of heart attacks? It messes with your metabolism and spikes your blood pressure. But here's the twist. It's not just about eating breakfast. It's about eating the right breakfast. John used to grab a donut and coffee on his way out. He thought he was saving time and calories. Instead, he was starting each day with a sugar rush, followed by a crash that stressed his heart. The solution? A balanced breakfast with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates that keeps your blood sugar and your heart steady all morning. John thought he was making healthy choices. Low fat this, heart healthy that. But those labels were deceiving him. Many foods marketed as heart healthy are loaded with sodium, the silent killer that raises blood pressure and strains your heart. The average American consumes 3,400 milligrams of sodium per day. Your heart needs no more than 2,300 milligrams, preferably 1,500 milligrams if you're over 60. John learned to read every label. If he couldn't pronounce an ingredient, or if sodium was in the top 3 ingredients, he put it back. This mistake almost killed John. For months, he'd been experiencing small signs, slight shortness of breath during his walks, occasional chest tightness, fatigue that seemed unusual. "I'm just getting older," he told himself. "This is normal." But your heart doesn't whisper. It sends signals, and ignoring them is the most dangerous mistake you can make. Warning signs you should never ignore: shortness of breath during normal activities, chest pain or pressure, unusual fatigue, dizziness or lightheadedness, and heart palpitations. Even though John walked every day, he was making a critical error. He sat for the other 23 hours. Sitting for more than 6 hours a day increases your heart disease risk by 64%, even if you exercise regularly. The solution isn't just one workout. It's movement throughout your day. John now sets a timer to stand and move for 2 minutes every hour. He had a choice. He could sit and wait for the inevitable, or he could act now. 6 months later, John's transformation wasn't just physical. It was emotional. "I have energy I haven't felt in years," John tells me. "I'm not afraid anymore. I feel alive." His doctor was amazed. John's blood pressure dropped 20 points. His resting heart rate improved. His cholesterol levels normalized. But the real victory? John walked his granddaughter down the aisle at her wedding last month. He danced at the reception. He stayed up late, celebrating life. "We thought we might not have many good years left," his wife shared. "Now we're planning trips, making memories. We feel like we got our lives back." You don't want to feel helpless or dependent. You want to feel alive, strong, empowered, and in control of your health. And it's still possible. If you're over 60, this could be the one thing you're overlooking. What's the one thing that could change everything for your heart health? It's taking action today. Because no one wants to spend their golden years afraid of a heart attack. You deserve to feel strong, healthy, and alive. John thought he had time. He thought he was invincible. Until the day his heart started sending him signals he couldn't ignore. But now? Now he knows he's in control. He starts each day with 20 minutes of gentle exercise. He nourishes his body with foods that love his heart back. He prioritizes sleep like the medicine it is. He manages stress before it manages him. If this story resonates with you, don't just watch, act. Start with one habit today. Choose the one that spoke to you most. Share this video with someone you love who might need to hear it. Let's take action before the next scare happens. Your heart has carried you this far. Now it's time to carry it forward. Because your best years, they're not behind you, they're waiting for you to claim them. The choice is yours. Your heart and your family are counting on it.